Rhonda, if you could please come up and do the prayer four-way test.
Let us pray. Father, allow me to serve others with a joyful heart, always giving, never expecting to receive. Allow me to give of myself, to give of my talents and of my goods, to give of my time and of my energy, to give of my heart and of my soul. Help me understand the needs of others, never criticizing, never demeaning, never scolding, never condemning. Allow me to serve others as you serve, with gentleness, compassion, and tenderness, never diminishing the worth of another, choosing to extend mercy to the brokenhearted, like you have repeatedly shown it to me. Amen. And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Thank you. And next up, we have Sean Carroll, our Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Rhonda. Great to be here today. This is one of our great programs. Really love it getting down. We're sitting with each other, breaking bread again. It's almost like old times. It feels good to be here. The Sergeant of Arms report this week is really good. The Reds just smoked the Marlins, or filleted the Marlins, a 4-game sweep. And they are in the 1-game lead in the wild card playoffs. So the Cincinnati Reds, they have the day off today, and then we'll pick up the Brewers on Tuesday and see how that goes. Maybe we'll have a little beer with our fish that we just cooked this weekend. That was almost a dad joke. I'm not there yet. But then the Bengals are playing this coming Sunday. Looking forward to that. Everything's looking better, feeling good about it. All of that's going on. And then there's the soccer team in Cincinnati too. And I understand they have a great band. So it's my honor to be here for the Citizen of the Year. Again, I would like to echo my thanks to Barb and Pat and Donna for all their help here with the food. It's great to sit and have a meal with each other. I just told Donna's mother was my 2nd grade teacher. So I've had influential people like Miss McPeake in my life for a long, long time. And Mrs. Eschen. My wife goes through these periods where I should clean out most of my stuff in the house. I don't know about her stuff, but most of my stuff. So that's kind of, I usually put it in a box and take it to work. So I had to clean out things. And this past weekend, I found my 1st grade report card, Sister Jonathan. And I was a little dismayed because there was a couple of U's in the conduct area. Now, most of you know me. I can't believe that would be on there. But and then I got Mrs. Eschen. And I had S's and smiley faces in the 2nd grade. Now, Sister Jonathan didn't have any children. I think Mrs. Eschen was blessed with these kids that already were testing her nerves, so I was a piece of cake. So that was a good thing to have. Thank you, Donna. I'd like to welcome Paula McPeake, our honoree today, along with the folks at her table. Isaac Hanlon, welcome, Isaac. Ryan, the boxing guy. We don't know what all that's about, but we understand that's impactful. Rob, her son, welcome, Rob. And Cindy, her daughter. Welcome to all of you. You obviously have somebody really, really important and cool in your life, so congratulations. I'd like to recognize the past honorees that were able to be here today. Our own Gary Greiser. Mr. Greiser, where are you? Can you stand? Okay. Looking good. I just wanted to make sure you could stand. We haven't seen each other in a while, so you know, not for very long. Good. We also have with us Cindy Karras, right there. Hi, Cindy. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Cindy's still feeding a lot of folks in the Northern Kentucky area and does a great job with the Mary Rose Mission. So we're glad to have her here. And then last but certainly not least, and somebody that's been out there, haven't seen him a year and a half, gave him a big hug. And he doesn't seem, he was a real all-star at First Church of Christ in Burlington. And then since then, he's been, seems like he can't keep a job. It's this church and that church and this church and that church. Right now, he's at Bellevue Baptist. Let's welcome L.D. Campbell. And I'm told out there in Zoom land, we have Stephanie Potter is out there in Zoom land listening to this. So congratulations. She's a big proponent of Rob's Kids, which is a great mental health component for our Northern Kentucky community. So let's give an applause for Stephanie Potter. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce, you know, since John Sawyer's gone, I think this is our new Mr. Rotary guy. He's always got what's going on in the national level and the state level. Just really, really committed to what Rotary does, service above self. Very, very humble guy that does a lot for our community. And he maybe you don't know this, but he also likes sports. I don't know what game he's missing at this moment, but we're glad he's here. Please welcome Dennis Mcavoy.
Thank you, Sean, and it is good to be here. You know, I can relate to what Sean was talking about with those U's. I had a few of those on my report cards too, but my mom and dad were pretty, I don't want to say they were naive, but when I came in back with those report cards with those U's, they go, "What is this?" And I said, "That means underrated." I don't know if they bought that, but I seriously doubt my dad bought that. But anyhow, you know, you talk about the Reds, and that is a passion of mine. I was over there 3 of the last 4 days, and you know, I was driving over here and was listening to talk radio, which is a mistake at times. And, you know, the Reds are playing really well, and Joey Votto is doing tremendous. And the first guy I heard on there, he goes, "Well, that's what we pay these guys for. That's what they're getting paid for. What's the big deal?" You know, and they're probably won't hold on to the end of the year, you know, that type of a deal. And it reminds me of a story. There's a guy driving down the road, and he sees a sign, and it says, "Talking dog for sale." He does a U-turn right in the road, goes back to that sign, goes down an old dirt road back to a farm, and he sees next to a barn this guy and a dog sitting right next to each other. So he gets out of the car and he said, "Hey, I saw the sign out there, talking dog for sale, and I'm just kind of curious, interested about it. Is there any possible way you could introduce me to this dog? I'd like to see it." And he said, "It's right here." He said, "This is a dog?" He goes, "Yeah, this is my dog." And he said, "Well, can you show me proof that he can talk?" And he said, "Well, ask him anything." So he looks at the dog and he said, "How you doing today?" Dog said, "Fine, how you doing?" And he gives that double take. He goes, "Man, I tell you, this is exciting for me. Have you been able to talk your whole life?" He goes, "Yeah, ever since I was a pup, I could talk." He goes, "Unbelievable." He said, "Has other people seen this? Have you been?" He goes, "I've been all over the world. I've been to Rome. I've been to London. I met with the Queen. Everybody wants to meet with me." He goes, "I've never heard about you. How come I don't know anything about you?" He goes, "Hey, look over there in my owner. That's the reason why you don't hear anything." He goes, looks at the owner and he says, "How much you want to sell this dog for?" He goes, $10. He goes, $10? He goes, I don't want to cost myself more money, but aren't you kind of undervaluating this dog?" The guy looks at him, he goes, "Yeah, he can talk, but he's a daggone liar." So there's perspectives, everything, just like I caller, calling in, raining on my parade about they're getting paid enough. But, this Citizen of the Year award has been going on for a while for us. And it's called the Rotary, Florence Rotary Club Roy Lutz Citizen of the Year. We started this back in 1995. So this is the 27th year. And this year's recipient, Paula, is our 44th Citizen of the Year. Now, back in 1995, our board of directors decided to create a Citizen of the Year, a form of recognition for a member or members of our community that best exemplified the Rotary motto, service above self. A person that has respect and admiration of their friends, neighbors, and peers. And that has played an active role in the community and for the most part has done so under the radar in terms of recognition. Back in 1995, I was fortunate to have served on the first search committee. And the consensus was that we had the ideal candidate, the first recipient, right in our own club. His name was Roy Lutz. Now, Roy Lutz at the time was an active member of the Florence Rotary Club. And according to our information, he was the oldest active Rotarian in the United States at 100 years of age. Roy was a special person, and not just to the members of the Florence Rotary Club. Everybody throughout the community knew Roy Lutz. He was a mail carrier to begin his professional career, and he eventually became the postmaster of Florence. He was a charter member of the Florence Rotary Club back in 1945, and he was also a charter member of the Florence YMCA. But he was an unsung hero. He served and helped people throughout his entire life. And I'm talking about right up until the age of 100, he was out there doing things for people. And he did it, just like I mentioned before, flying under the radar, not seeking recognition. And it was quite obvious what type of guy he was and what he meant to our community. So back in 1995, we not only recognized Roy Lutz as our first Citizen of the Year, but named the award after him. So today, once again, our club has selected a person who has met the criteria of this distinguished recognition. Paula McPeake, congratulations for carrying the torch. So many previous people who've received this award for being such an outstanding citizen and a member of our community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dennis. Everything always seems to remind him of a story. Not sure why that is, but it was also this weekend I was thinking about another person that was on that committee. It was Gene Claves back then, and he was real involved with Citizen of the Year, put it in the recorder at the time, and that was big for us because that got us a lot of notoriety. I was thinking of Gene this weekend. There was a horse loose down in Henderson, Kentucky. Gene was from West Kentucky, and it was I-40. That horse was running down there. I forget the name of it. But it was hilarious, made national news. Here's Kentucky with a horse. I'm told he lost 2 hooves and ran. He got tired after like 30 miles. So I was thinking of Gene. He would have loved that story. With our next introduction is really needs no introduction to our club. This person has really made us still active during these trying times with Zoom. She's helped us through that. She's also helped us with the Ignite. And she is as local a government as you get that she works with, and it's called the Boone County School Board. And I know in my day, the biggest thing was like how many times Rob could shoot the cannon off when it was bothering the horses. And we would have a full cafeteria of people wanting to shoot the cannon and a number of groups that wanted to shoot the people. But now we have some serious issues to deal with, and I'm glad somebody like Julia Pyle is there to do it. Welcome, Julia.
Thank you, Sean. Let's see if I can get this to work. See if I can do this remotely. So I'm going to share some stories. Paula McPeake. When I read the new theme for this year from our international president, serve to change lives, the first person that came to mind was Paula McPeake, because she has changed. I'm gonna end up breaking up on this. I'll try to make it through. She has changed so many lives. Everyone that comes in to her presence, from, as you can see, walking down the hallway, cheering up the teachers. Yeah, we're all going to need tissues, Cindy. To just partnering with people in the community. We have, Chad and Tara Cadell joined us a little bit late. Chad had to work. He was in the classroom. He's in the back of the room. Just the blessings that she brings to everywhere that she goes and the lives that she touches. But I'm going to start off with some of the adult lives that she touches. And the photo on the left, we have Alicia Duggan, who actually, her children were at Stevens Elementary at the same time my children were there. And she actually helped my daughter in first grade. But Alicia is another one who flies behind the scenes and is an integral part of the Meant to Be. And Paula has pulled her along. I've seen Alicia grow. And then on the right, you might recognize this young gentleman, Isaac Hamlin, who is the founder of Better Blends over on Mall Road. He also has how many locations now? 3 locations. And has another indication of just touching lives, building into people, and telling them they can do it. No matter what you put your mind to, you can do it. But really where Paula makes her impact is on the kids. She has mentored 2 or 3 young individuals. Emma, who's on the left in the blue sweatshirt, she has mentored since 2nd grade. Emma is now in 8th grade. Is that right, Paula? Yeah, 8th grade at Valley Shannon. Emma struggled in school when she was in 2nd grade. She was very timid and shy and very much afraid at school. Turns out Emma's dyslexic. And so Paula became her advocate. And Paula even went so far in searching out resources to help the teachers to help Emma, which all in effect also helped many other kids. She searched out the Orton Gillingham training to help her mentee. A lot of her mentees have become part of her family, and she has become part of their families. Good. So I'm also going to tell another story. So on the left is a Huddlebration, which is a celebration that they do at Stevens with all the mentees and the mentors. The impact that these adults have on the children's lives is incredible. They build lifelong relationships. And Paula very strategically meets with every adult who wants to be a mentor, finds their passions, their skills, and purposely matches them up to the right child. So that way lifelong relationships can be built. That takes a lot of time and effort in getting to know individuals. The picture on the right is one of our ELL students. His name is I'm going to say it wrong, Paula. Mardosh. I always say Mardouche. It's Mardosh. He came from the Republic of Congo 3 years ago, started in our Newcomers Academy. Dr. Poe, you might remember Mardosh. You interviewed with him. He graduated last year from Boone County High School. He is now enrolled at NKU. But being in this country only 3 years, his family and Mardosh had no idea how to go about the application process, the FAFSA process, how to get books, what you need for a dorm room, things we take for granted. They have no idea because it's completely new to them in this culture. Mardosh got moved in on Thursday. We worked with another family, the Kolars, who met Mardosh through playing soccer at Boone County High School. Through what we call Mardosh's Village, led by Paula, we collected bedding, towels, clothing, anything that Mardosh needed for his dorm room. His dorm room is better than probably any room, any bed he has ever slept in his entire life. So not only are we impacting Mardosh, but we also impact each other by working together to build into this child. And today is his first day, so everyone say a prayer that he makes it to class. And then how Paula has touched me personally. Probably I would say about a month ago, I drove into my driveway and I saw something on my doorstep. And I'm like, what is that? It looked like a package or something. I walk up to my doorstep and I see this beautiful doormat. I'm like, what in the world is this? On it was a note from Paula, thanking me for never being a doormat. These are the little things that Paula does for other individuals, the little touches, the little building into them. Paula's going to recognize the picture on the right. It's our running joke. So I am personally indebted to Paula. In 2019, my sister, she had been battling lung cancer for about 5 years. She was probably at the end of her life, and she was living in Florida by herself. No one with her, no family. Because I was the one with the minivan in my family, I got elected to drive down and move my sister back to Perrysburg, which is a suburb of Toledo. So I was making a drive, 14-hour drive on a Friday, and a 14-hour drive Saturday to move her back. I was leery of making that long of a trip by myself. And so I posted out there, anyone want to make a road trip with me? Paula jumped up, I'll go on a road trip. So she drove with me 14 hours on a Friday, 14 hours on the Saturday, coming back with my sister in the back seat, who at that point was starting to have some, I would say, her mental capacity was starting to debilitate a little bit. And Paula was the sweetest thing with my sister, just kept the conversation going and just showed the love that she has for everyone. And now I'm going to say what I tell my kids all the time. When I'm a grandmother, when I am Paula's age, I want to be just like Paula. To build into other people. You may see her on the right. Ryan is her boxing trainer. And I'm not going to revoke Paula's age, but oh my goodness, if I can box at her age, I'm doing really, really well. And she's probably walks 4 or 5 miles. She bikes. Just incredible how well she takes care of herself. And that's a lesson to learn. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Oops. So those are my stories about Miss Paula, as we refer to her. And so it's my pleasure to bring Paula up on stage to introduce her as the 2021 Rotary Citizen of the Year. You want to say a few words?
Okay. I moved here about over 10 years ago from California, and my grandson, who was just coming out of first grade, had moved here the year before. So naturally I sought his sage advice, which was, Grandma, you got to make yourself some good friends. And that's what happened through the schools, the libraries, and small businesses, and a quirky little Tai Chi class. It happened. Through the schools, I met Julia, who just took me under her wing, and I refer to myself as Julie's +1 because she's taken me to places, introduced me to people that I would have never had access to before. And she just teaches me the whole time. Chad Cadell, I met at Stevens Elementary, and he was our founder of Meant to Be. And the first year he recruited me to mentor, and then a couple short years later, he handed over the reins to me. And I was shocked by his confidence in me, but to this day, he has just walked beside me and just mentored me and taught me. And I can't tell you how much it means to me. And as was mentioned, Alicia works with me, and she's just, she brings like a wisdom and a perspective to the table that I really don't have. And I also think she's there to kind of keep me in check, but she does it tactfully, so I'll let it slide. But, and I met great families and great kids and kids that are adults now. And through the schools as we moved through. I met like great teachers, great principals, like Jim Detweiler and Stephanie Haggerty and Tim Schlottman and Jerry Gels. When we came over here to Ignite the first year, I told Jerry about our struggles, and he said, I'm making it a priority and I'm going to take care of it. And he did. God bless Jerry Gels. That's all I have to say about that. And, Dr. Poe, this guy has to be the busiest man on the planet, but he always found time for me, always. When my grandson was going into high school, when he was going into Boone County High School, I had some concerns, met me at the high school, him and Tim Schlottman, and Julie got to be my plus one for once. And they spent the morning with us. They gave us the stats. They walked us through the school. They gave us the history of the school. Dr. Poe showed us the room that he used to teach in. And Tim was just so proud about the walls he had helped paint with some of the students. And I thought, these people were invested. Like, this is good. We're going to be okay here. And, the libraries, I met great speakers that I brought into our schools to talk to our kids. And one of them was Mersada Kaderic, a Bosnian refugee. And when I took her to the English language learners class, I watched her talk to those kids, and I saw them just like melt into her story and just see there's a light at the end of this tunnel. And it just really touched my heart. And then like small businesses, I met people, younger people that knew going in, like how important community was, not only to build a community within their business, but to serve the community they lived in. People like Amanda Bonfiglio Cunningham, who had full body yoga, who came to Stevens Elementary, taught a yoga class to 1st through 5th graders the day before Christmas break. So if you've ever been in a school the day before vacation, it's not the place to be. So I just can't thank her enough. And Isaac Hamlin from Better Blend Nutrition. Like I was so impressed with Isaac that when I met him, it's just like I took him everywhere with me. If I could have just sat him on top of my dresser at home, I probably would have. I took him to the first PTSO meeting at Boone County High School, and I still refer to him reverently as the founding father. Took him to meant to be celebrations. Took him to our classes to talk to our kids because I wanted them to see like we have role models in this community. We have strong people that you can follow along, and you can see what dedication and hard work will do, that it pays off. And I mean to tell you, we hit that English language learners class. I don't know if they understood every word, but I can tell you that every girl in that class stood up to have a selfie with Isaac at the end. So we accomplished something there. You left your mark, buddy. You left your mark. And I have a fantastic trainer. It's like he showed me that I'm not as fragile as I thought I was. This is a 25-year-old middleweight boxer who decided that he was going to teach a 70-year-old woman to box. You got to respect that. He not only is teaching me the form, teaching me like I'm getting in the ring, but it's like he's gloving up and sparring with me, So it's just, and I kept thanking him all the time for these great sessions. And finally he said, why do you keep thanking me? I'm just doing my job. And I said, not everybody's doing it like that. And I think that's the common thread that I see in this room and that I see in the community. It's just people that go over and above, people that always have their foot on the gas. And I'm just grateful to have all of you in my life. I look around the room, there are stories about so many of you who have done so much, not only for me personally, but for the community. And I just can't tell you how much it means to me and what a blessing it is to me to be around you, because it makes me a better person. And that's why this award means something to me, because of who it's from. And, and I've got to acknowledge that both of my kids are here today, or I'm not gonna have a ride home. They fit right in because they don't have great pedals either. Neither one of them, well, you can judge this for yourself. Neither one of them ever missed work. My son's over here on his lunch break, so I don't know if that counts or not. My daughter came in for it, left her business to come in for it. She's run a successful business in LA through a recession, a pandemic, and most terrific of all, trying to raise kids at the same time. So, you know, I'm just thrilled that they're here today and that they can meet some of the people that mean so much to me. So I thank you. I thank the Rotary. I thank you for your donation to Meant to Be, because that's going to make some kids smile that wouldn't have before. And I'm just really grateful for everything that everybody here does. Thank you.
Wow, impressive. Congratulations. Matt, how many languages do we have in the school district now? 60. So that English is a second language. That's way expanded since, yeah, very, very needed. It hit me when I went to Health Point to get my vaccination shot, where it had on the list on the window of all the different languages spoken there. And I was like, holy smokes, where am I?
I know.
It's something. So at this point, I'd like to bring up Ian Addington with Heritage Bank and Barb Keeling for, I've tried to cash these like Happy Gilmore, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, fortunately, we have our Ed McMahon check back. So as a thank you for your good work, you know, I can't be more proud to offer you a donation of $1,000 to Meant to Be. So that's the real check.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Call back up here our president, Mr. Dwayne Frolicker, for a couple citations. Good citations, not the ones I get.
Paula, I hear a lot of people move from California to Kentucky for the nice weather. So welcome to Kentucky. I have very broad shoes to fill this afternoon. Senator Schickel couldn't make it today. And I want to offer you the Senate citation, and this is voted on the Senate floor. And it says, in recognition and honor upon having been named Florence Rotary Club 2021 Citizen of the Year, in recognition of her extraordinary and continued service on behalf of her community and fellow man. We're not done yet. And on behalf of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, one of the highest citizens award is the Kentucky Colonel. On behalf of Andy Bashir in the state of Kentucky, you are now commissioned a Kentucky Colonel.
No, you got to stick around. We have more parting gifts. More parting gifts. Your kids are here. I'll get the wheelbarrow.
You're gonna make me spin the wheel.
There you go. Yeah. All right. With somebody that's done a tremendous job in all this pandemic and kept our county rolling, and things that are working good and putting the money and the resources in the right place. Let's welcome Judge Gary Moore.
Thank you, Sean. What an honor it is to be with you here today. By the way, that filly that escaped from Ellis Park, her name was Bold and Bossy. Okay, fitting, right? So it's always a pleasure to be with you for this event. Of course, I'm a Rotarian myself, and I'm here a lot. But I'm getting cut off there, right? Okay, all right. I'm here most of the time, but today is a special occasion to be here to present a proclamation. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because the clock is ticking, but it's your day in Boone County as well. And it's got all the whereases and therefores and all the things you've accomplished. But it's my honor as Judge Executive of Boone County to make this your day in Boone County. Congratulations. You're gonna need a truck to get all this home.
I know.
All right, Denny boy, come on back up. No applause. He gets it all the time.
Paula, it's my honor also to not only give you the certification of Citizen of the Year, but also to present you with the honorary membership of the Florence Rotary Club. You're welcome back all the time. We expect to see you whenever you can fit it in your schedule. We'd love to have you. We also will have, we don't have it now, some of the problems with the pandemic with our, we have a plaque to give you, which you'll be able to have at your home. And we have a large plaque with all the past recipients with the nameplate, which when we get to our permanent home, we've had to move around. It'll be there and it'll be showing you as part of the membership of the Citizen of the Year. So congratulations, okay?
We have a gift from Rotary Club from Barb Keeling as well. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. Great, great. Love it that you're our community and left the state to come to the Commonwealth where it's all beautiful down here. We appreciate you being here and making an impact in our community. Like to thank the committee that did all the work on this. Dennis McAvoy, Patty Goodsight, Rhonda Chisenhall, Paul Fuse, and Barb Keeling. I'd like to thank Julia Pyle and Gary Greiser as well. And the caterer, of course, Donna Wilmoff. Let's give a big round of applause for Donna again. You're absolutely awesome, and you already knew that, though. Okay. Dwayne, your show.
Again, Paula, thank you. Congratulations on your award. I'd like to close today with, doesn't this feel great? We got the whole room filled. Barb, thank you for everything you did. The table looks wonderful. Donna, the food's been wonderful. Thank you very much. And appreciate everybody showing up. And again, congratulations, Paula. And look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. Julie, I guess I need to follow this.
We're gonna help you.
That's what I brought.
Yeah, right.
Here, Ron, you can carry this.
I can tell your daughter took the shower.